talk more on that than we did on the whole Gray Fox issue, but nevertheless. Item number 10 is to hold a public hearing and consider the approval of the Crime Control and Prevention District budget for 2013-2014, and Ms. Janina Jewell will present this budget for us.
Thank you, Mayor. This is the Euless Crime Control and Prevention District budget for fiscal year 2013-2014 as proposed by the city manager and approved by the Crime Control and Prevention District, as Councilman Bynum just pointed out, on May 30th. The CCPD is projected to begin fiscal year 2014 with a fund balance of $580,338. The proposed revenues of $1,969,802 are composed of the quarter cent sales tax established in 1996 for crime prevention and related interest income. The proposed operating expenses total $1,958,433 and fund police personnel, operations, and the radio system maintenance. Total proposed capital expenses are $261,606. Police Chief Mike Brown will discuss each of these in just a moment. If this budget is approved as recommended, the estimated ending fund balance is $329,461, which exceeds the recommended reserve level, which is 60 days worth of operations. Breaking down total expenditures by category shows that 81% of expenses are for personnel services, 12% is for proposed capital, 4% is for operating expenses, and 3% for radio expenses. At this time, I'll ask Chief Brown to come forward and discuss each one of the capital requests.
Thank you, Ms. Jewell.
Mayor and Council, our capital request for a CCPD budget for 2014, our security upgrades for the police facility, that is kind of a twofold project. That is to redo the control access and the camera system throughout the building. Part-time detention, our PSO program, most of the people that work in the jail, we have several, probably about 10 or 12 part-time people who help us out in the jail and kind of help keep our overtime costs down in that area. Plus, it's a real good training ground and ability for us to bring people onto into the department on a full-time basis. Police equipment, that's just various equipment needs that we have from our tactical team all the way through traffic. Jail appliances, we do our own laundry and do our own cooking in the jail, and those appliances that help us do that have been there since the beginning for about 12 years. So like washing machines and dryers and ovens, we need to replace those as their maintenance cost continues to climb. Part-time dispatchers, again, it's kind of the same theory and thought that we have in our PSO program. We're going to try this year to see if this will help us to defray some overtime costs in dispatch, and again, be kind of a proving ground for maybe new employees that we want to bring on full-time into dispatch. And the jail tower control room furniture, that's where we run the security system for the entire police department. Is done in the control room, and that furniture, of course, is 12 years old and is showing its age and being worn, so we'd like to upgrade that.
Thank you, Chief Brown. Do we have any questions from the council on that? If not, thank you very much, and we need to have a motion to approve the crime control and prevention pardon. Oh, okay. That's right, it is public hearing. Do we have anyone that would like to speak to this? Yes, Mr. Dole. Are you a proponent or an opponent?
Well, I'd have more questions than either pro or con. It's just that there's a few things like the salary. You know, I have no idea how many police officers that's going to fund. I know it's $1 million, it's 81% of the budget, but there's nowhere in the handout that I have here that was online, the budget just says salary. You know, I don't know whether it's 10 people, 5 people, 20 people. And I would think my comment would be this should have a bullet or caveat in there just how many police officers it does fund.
It's 17 police officers, Mr. Easton.
Pardon?
17.
17, okay. The other question I have is most of the budgets that I've seen have a 2% increase in sales tax revenues. For example, the EDC meeting I went to last night had 2% over the proposed amount that we're going to end this year with. And so does the general budget and the preliminary budget meetings I've been to. And this one does not have it. It's exactly what the proposed was. So it's more conservative, obviously, but I was just curious whether there was a particular reason that the 2% wasn't factored into the sales tax revenues here, as opposed to the other budgets that you were considering.
I will try to answer that. The Crime Control and Prevention District budget is, the process is called out by state law, has a much earlier approval date. In fact, I think you said that budget was approved May the 30th. So it's much earlier in our year. The budget that you saw at EDC last night, or our general fund budget, that's prepared the latter part of July. So we've got a couple more months of data. So the Crime Control and Prevention District budget is always a little more conservative because it's prepared, that revenue estimate is done in no later than early May, probably. So we only have roughly 6 months of the year.
Thank you. I appreciate your consideration. Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have any proponents for the budget? Do we have any opponents for this budget? If not, I'll close the public hearing then and ask you what is your favor.
Mayor, I move approval.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
I'll second, Mayor.
Thank you. Motion's made by Councilperson Porterfield and seconded by Councilperson Allenfeld. Council, do you have any questions now? None at all. If you'll cast your votes. The budget is approved for the CCPD for 2013-14. Item number 11 is to set a public hearing for August the 27th, 2013 for the proposed City of Euless budget for the year 2013-14. What's your pleasure, Council?
So moved.
Second.
The motion is made by Mayor Pro Tem Hogg and seconded by Councilperson Staniford to set the public hearing for August the 27th, 2013. Further discussion, Council? If not, cast your votes. The public hearing will be on August the 27th, 2013 for the proposed City of Euless budget. Thank you. Item number 12 is to place a proposal to adopt the City of Euless ad valorem tax rate on the September the 10th, 2013 agenda. What's your pleasure, Council?
Mayor, I move approval.
Thank you.
I'll second.
Thank you. The motion is made by Councilperson Staniford and seconded by Councilperson Bynum to approve the date to adopt the City of Euless ad valorem tax rate. Further discussion?
Mayor, might clarify that, and this is clearly called out in the council communication, but this is, you're placing a proposal to adopt a tax rate of 47 cents, which is the exact same tax rate that we have been at since 2007, I believe, and to place that proposal on an agenda September the 10th of 2013.
Okay. Any other discussion? If not, cast your vote. Thank you. The motion is passed. And item number 13 is to schedule public hearings on proposed City of Euless ad valorem tax rate for August the 27th, 2013 and September the 3rd, 2013. What's your pleasure, Council?
Mayor, I move approval.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. The motion is made by Councilperson Martin and seconded by Mayor Pro Tem Hogg to schedule the public hearings for August the 27th, which is a regular council meeting, and September the 23rd, which is a call council meeting. September the 3rd, what did I say? 27th, August the 27th, which is a regular council meeting. And September the 3rd is a call meeting for that. Further discussion? If not, cast your vote. The motion is approved. Mr. McCain, would you like to explain to the audience tonight why we have so many meetings going over this budget?
Yes, ma'am. We don't have lives. Sorry. Texas law is very, very explicit in how this procedure must be carried out. There's a portion of the law that's called the Truth in Taxation Law. And it is very specific on how this has to be carried out, depending on what tax rates you're recommending and the number of hearings that we have. The tax rate that is recommended exceeds the effective tax rate, which requires that we have 2 public hearings. So that's why you see the public hearings of disclosing the computer, the due dates that they read off, the September the 27th and August the 27th and September the 3rd. We're going to confuse you royally. August the 27th and September the 3rd. To be held in this room, you'll hear a full presentation of the budget, and then on September the 10th, at the council's regularly scheduled meeting, then they'll be asked to actually adopt that budget. But it seems quite confusing to most people, including us at times, but it is in strict adherence to state law that we follow this. You'll also see some notifications in the paper that may confuse you at times as well. But again, it's in strict adherence to state law. It will look like your taxes are being raised when in fact it is adopting, or the proposed tax rate is exactly the same as it has been since 2007. So a little bit confusing. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to come to the public hearing, and there'll be plenty of time to ask questions or make your comments, or you can call any of us or your city council person or mayor whenever you want to, and we'll get them answered. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. McCain. There is so much confusion on all of this, and I hope you understood all of that. If you didn't understand it, his office is open all the time. Okay, do we have any public comments at this time? Yes, sir. Would you come forward?
Thank you.
And if you give us your name and address, we would appreciate it.
Thank you. Yes, my name is Mark Compton. I live at 606 Creekside Drive in Euless. And I want to address the council and the mayor and the city staff in connection with the South Euless pool.
Okay.
And I was here at the town hall, and one of the other citizens had referenced the possibility of it being closed, or being considered for being closed. And I've been able to enjoy it, and my companion as well, on many occasions, on weekends the last few years. It's a great pool. It's got some depth to it. You can do some laps even at times back and forth. I had the opportunity just recently to go to the water park, just even last Saturday. It's a beautiful facility, and it's great, but there doesn't seem to be any place to truly swim. It's a great park, a good playground. I'm in the south section of Euless. I know if you have any margin in your budget, I certainly like if you could consider another year, perhaps, to keep the pool open for next summer for the citizens of the lower section of Euless. I appreciate it. And then secondly, I do like the rec center. It's a beautiful facility. I get to work out there. I also celebrate the council and those of the past that have built a reserve that built that water park. That's fantastic for cash, as I understood Mr. McCain has advised in the past. Particularly when I read about certain cities in Michigan or Connecticut that are having such great stress, and that our team of the past has provided resources for us. So, maybe the early bird gets the worm. Maybe a pitch for the meeting 2 weeks from now. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Compton. if you've been here enough, you know that the council is not allowed to respond to anything. But I'm going to ask Mr. McKamey to respond to that because we got some good answers.
Well, thank you for your comments, Mr. Compton. That we've monitored our attendance down there very closely at Wilshire, and hadn't been a lot of attendance down there this year. I guess if you're swimming laps, that's a good thing. But I would tell you that sometime over the course of the winter, the fall time, we're going to be having some public meetings with the people in South Euless primarily and the people in Wilshire to discuss both those pools. They're both challenges. It is a really pretty pool, but it's got some maintenance issues, some structural issues, and the determination has not been made totally of what to do, but we want to seek some input. So there'll be an opportunity to talk more over the course of the fall about that.
Thank you.
So, thanks for your comments tonight.
Thank you, Mr. McKamey. Do we have any other people that would like to talk in the public comment section? If not, then I'll ask, do we have any public comments from our city attorney?
No, Mayor.
How about our city manager? Would you like to say something then?
No, ma'am, I've said enough tonight.
Do we have any reports from our city council members? Not at all? If not, the meeting is adjourned, but we will see you at one of these meetings coming up. Thank you.